Hey everyone. My name is Sonia Blade. I'm a photographer, an artist, and a creative. You are listening to my podcast, What's Up, Sonia Blade? Before we get started, first things first, it's the beginning of September, and yes, it is my birthday. Happy birthday to me. I am celebrating all month. Cheers to a new chapter in my life. This podcast was a gift to myself. You see, I spent most of my life, or my career, behind the scenes, in the shadows, scared to shine my light. So it was time to change things up and do the things that make me uncomfortable. If there's one thing I've learned is that life is short and time waits for no one. You see, just before COVID, I had it all planned out. I was working towards my goals and my dreams. And then just like that, as quick as I could blink, everything changed. I lost my mobility. I was sick. I had seriously high blood sugars. I suffered from depression. And all while taking care of my mom, who had dementia. I just became overwhelmed and shut down. To be honest with you, if I kept going the way I was going, I wouldn't be here today. So I am so grateful for this new chapter, this new journey in my life. You know what I say, jump, take a chance, do it scared, and live life to its fullest. So without further ado, here's my first interview. Go check it out, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and of course subscribe. Until then, I'll catch you on the flip side. Enjoy! Hey, what's up, beautiful people? Welcome. You are listening to What's Up, Sonia Blade, and I'm your host, Sonia Blade. Today I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm here outdoors chilling with my lovely niece and nephew here on a visit, and we're just politicking about life. So I figured, why not record this on the fly, right? Life's about living every moment to its fullest. Right, guys?
Indeed. Yeah, here we are. I'm happy to be.
Thanks for joining me. I'm so happy to be chit-chatting.
Yeah. Of course. Where do we start, I guess?
So I literally am doing this on the fly. So tell everybody a little bit about yourselves. Let's just quick little intro.
So my name is Shanice. I'm 22 years old. Just graduated about a year or so ago from computer engineering and looking for a job at the moment, but currently just having fun being unemployed. For the most part.
Nothing wrong with that. Enjoy the summer. And you, Devon?
Yeah, I'm Devon. I'm about to be 25, and I guess on Thursday, time flies, but I am currently studying at Berkeley, and I make music, and I'm making my way through the throes of a burgeoning music career in Boston, and I currently I manage an 8-piece private event band, and we go around, we have fun, and in the semesters I do that and study.
Awesome. So we were having a nice conversation about just life and, following your dreams and doing what you love, right? So Devon, I know Shanice has done school and in that process of kind of figuring out the next step.
Yeah.
And Devon's about to graduate next year to last year, right?
Yeah, or more.
Wow, time flies. So now the next thing is, that whole adult journey, just living life. How do you guys feel about that?
Something. So I wouldn't say it's fun. It is and it isn't. I like having more freedom to do things and the freedom of choosing my path. But in that way, it's equally terrifying when you don't really know what your path is. Yeah, 100%.
I'm feeling the same way. I feel I've been really enjoying the process of figuring out who I am and what I want, what my place in the world is. And I think, like Shanice said, the freedom to explore those things is kind of a beautiful part of the journey. Responsibility is a double-edged sword. I like having it in certain areas. I feel good about my ability to fulfill some responsibilities, and some of my responsibilities and obligations are to like help other people and help support them, especially in like this management role where like I like being the manager, and it feels good to have some amount of power entrusted to you that somebody thought I was competent enough. I don't know why to like lead this group, but I do the best I can with it. And then sometimes responsibility is if you do not do these things, you will not eat. So it's a double-edged sword, and I'm trying to see like the blessing in it for what the blessings are. But and every now and then it's tiring. So
yeah, adulting is not easy. I was once your age. Let's pretend I'm still your age. And I think for me, I've done a whole lot of things, and I've been through it all, and I've tried a bunch of different things. I went through my music phase, not as a musician, but like in terms of management, in terms of working at a label. But, I've done all these things and always been a big dreamer. And, but I think for me, going back, I was a little bit more scared to really go out and explore it. I didn't trust myself. I didn't trust my instincts. And if I had to go back, there are things that I would have just jumped in and just taken more of a chance and just done it than being so reserved and scared about it.
I mean, but it sounds like a lot of that has changed now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, because life's a journey. Life's a roller coaster. It's an up and down, It doesn't get easier. So you have good days and you have bad days. But I think that's also so much has changed. I feel like I've had it all planned out. And when you're younger, you think you're indestructible, right? You're like a superhero. Nothing could happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day things changed. I got sick.
Right.
I basically had to step down from a lot of things that I was doing. I was out doing my photography, and suddenly it was like I'm going from assisting in a studio and doing my own shoots to just staying at home and trying to get better and, taking care of my mom and all these things. And it just makes you realize just how short life is and how important it is to just live your life to its fullest, to live every day. Like if tomorrow changed, if tomorrow's my last day, I can look back and say, okay, I did everything that I want. So it ultimately came down to me, like, do I just want to be a victim and just stay in a funk? Or do I want to fight? Do I want to enjoy my life? Do I want to live every day? Do I want to inspire people? Do I want to create? That's what I want to choose. Not saying that it's an easy path. It's still not easy, but I choose to do that. So
I'm inspired. I'm trying to, that whole idea of, we were talking a little earlier before the recording of this podcast.
Yes.
That's the idea of legacy.
Legacy.
I think that I haven't really got as far as to think about what I want my legacy to be, because, I'm in that phase of my life where I'm trying to like pick my path, as well as I have a general direction that I'm moving in, but as far as where exactly the journey takes me it's kind of nebulous still. I'm trying figuring that out. But I want to be thought of as somebody that cared a lot about his friends and his loved ones, and who tried very hard, and who works to try and make something of himself. I don't know what that something will be yet, but it matters to me at least to try and honor my own commitment to this leap that I've taken and not half-ass it. I think the worst thing I can do at this point is, I struggle with a lot of imposter syndrome. I still do, but
everybody does, though.
But at the beginning, it took the shape of like of all the people that I know that love music and would have made amazing things out of this opportunity. Like, why did I get it? Like I know so many people who are like amazing players. Like, but why am I the one who gets to go to Berkeley? And, you know, at this point, I've come around to the idea that it doesn't really matter why I'm the one. I am the one. And so if I'm going to be the one who was selected for this opportunity, whether I think I deserved it or not, it would be dishonorable of me not to do everything I could to make the best.
Yeah.
The way I can like honor those people who didn't get to do it is by who are now like watching me, and some of them are cheering. I hope all of them are cheering, but like even if they're not cheering me on, the best thing I could do is succeed for myself, because I was given this opportunity. It would be a greater shame for me to hold back on this journey, because I was kicking myself about what other people could have done.
Yeah.
And so I like that frame of just go for it.
So just go for it. Exactly. You know, I could tell you why you're the one, though. I think because I see this in both of you, and I admire with both of you. You guys are not scared to work for it. You guys worked very hard for what you have, you know. And again, I know that journey hasn't come easily. I'm sure you probably had moments where you're like, another exam or whatever, but you guys weren't afraid to go for it. You knew what you wanted to do, and you went for it. You knew what you wanted to do, and you went for it. You didn't let anybody decide or tell you. And because that happens to a lot of people too. I think, you know, in my course, when I was younger, when I went to university because it wasn't really what I wanted to do, but it was sort of like an expectation for me. And I didn't, you know, my brothers, your dad, he knew exactly what he wanted to do. Uncle Mac knew what he wanted to do. But I was kind of like, in my heart, I knew, but it wasn't the traditional route. You know, I wanted to be an artist, and here you got an engineer and you got a scientist. How do I compete with that? So I tried to take the path of everybody else, you know. And so you just got to listen to yourself. You know what you want. If you want to be a puppeteer, be a puppeteer, but just work at it.
I feel like I can attribute some of to also just like police supporters who encourage, I can speak for myself, that encourage me to kind of do whatever I want as long as I love doing it and wanted to do it. And I'm very thankful that people were able to put me in the position I'm in to be able to even explore that. Yeah. Like, I don't think I would have even explored engineering had I not had the privilege to go to a private school where I could just kind of, it was a lot smaller and there was tech classes and it was just all girls and it was very supportive. And I definitely would not have done that had I been in a private or a public school, because I just also, that thing, I didn't have a lot of confidence in myself and what I could do. And I didn't have the confidence to even explore that. So I'm thankful for the family who put me in this position to even be able to say, I want to do engineering. And I just went for it because of these people.
Have you ever thought of your legacy?
And sort of, like, in a way, like, I don't really, same with
nervous getting, you're just starting, but does the thought run through your mind?
I think just like generally similar to Devon, I want to be a good person who people feel comfortable coming to and supporting them, even if it means I can't help them necessarily, but someone who will listen to them, and someone who works hard at what she wants to do. And they know that, like, even if I'm not going to get it right, I'm going to do everything to fix it.
Yeah.
Or I'll get it done well eventually, and I'll take ownership of my mistakes. But that's very general, and just being open to things changing in the future.
Yeah.
Someone who's open-minded enough that if you don't agree with my opinion, I want to hear why. And maybe my view will change and maybe it won't. But just being an open-minded person who's ready to take on and work hard for what I want in the world.
Definitely.
I like that.
I think that's a beautiful thing. I love that you guys are kind of again, old souls. I know a couple of younger friends who I call them old souls because you pretty much what you are. You guys don't think like the average young people out there.
Look at it. Yeah, nothing of my time. I think, like Shanice said, I attribute the old soul thing, and I'm also grateful for what I've been given. But I think one of the things on that list of things I've been given is perspective. I think, were around a lot of people and have been raised by a lot of people who have seen a lot of life and have done a lot of things and have gone on crazy adventures and met lots of different kinds of people and have had in their own way unorthodox journeys. And just I think one of the things that is done for myself as I think about who I want to be in the world is imparted on me a sense that life is what you make of it.
Yeah.
And as long as you are good to people and good to yourself and you work really hard, something will come of that. But also just there's a certain understanding of what is really important.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of people don't necessarily get that in the same way that we've gotten it, or like have had that modeled in the same way that we've had that modeled. I think a lot of people get caught up in, especially in the age of social media, of having things and consumerism and like I want clout chasing and all these things. But yeah, I think there's a certain amount of perspective and like the things that are most important are treating yourself with respect and knowing your own worth, and treating others with the same, just like, but sometimes treating them with respect and wanting to help people and be kind is also setting boundaries so that you can still protect yourself, and being curious about everything.
Yeah.
Like if you lead with curiosity, that will take you to places you never expected and help you learn lessons you never expected to learn. And I don't know, I'm just grateful for the opportunity to focus on these things at this point in my life, because I feel like sometimes these lessons get learned later. But I don't know, I've been having fun with it.
I think too, like, I love this because I heard this quote somewhere, but everything beautiful is on the other side of fear. You know, I think it's just about, being fearless and just taking a leap sometimes. And like we were talking about earlier, just trusting your instincts, trusting who you are.
Failure is the failure to try.
Exactly. I gotta repeat that. A wise man right beside me said, the only failure is the failure to try. I love that. I'm gonna write that in my journal.
It can be humbling though. It's a humbling way of life. Because trying again implies that you got your butt kicked the first time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Getting your butt, it's not that it's like, it can be a very inspiring message. Like, yes, just try again. Yeah. Always like, you got to get back up. Like,
I mean, it's not a fairy tale. It's like a Cinderella and you live happily ever after. Sometimes you got to go through the dirt.
Yeah. It's like,
you really do have to go through the dirt.
The only reason that you were down in the dirt in the first place is you got punched in the face.
Yeah, exactly.
Getting up means you get punched in the face again.
Exactly. Eventually, you build up, endurance and strength. And someone punches you in the face, you punch them right back.
Exactly. So. Just learn to be a better fighter. You can be quicker on your feet. You have more skills. And sometimes while you're up, it's not a fight.
Yeah.
Sometimes while you're up, there are really beautiful moments of enjoying the view and appreciating life for what it is. And it's important to try and remember that when you're in the dirt, because you just got hit. You won't be hit all the time. It's just important to remember that there are beautiful things worth getting up for when you get knocked out.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And so,
even just like staying present,
yeah.
Even when you're in the dirt, I feel like there are things that you can take away from that, things that aren't as bad as they might seem because you're already surrounded with so much negativity. But something I've really been trying to work on, because I've been doing yoga, and the yoga teacher always says, like, just try to focus on your breathing and stay present in this moment.
Yes.
And so just appreciating, even if, maybe you tripped and scraped your knee, but like, I looked up and saw a beautiful food place that I want to eat at. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's little things in the moment that if you just try not to let the negativity take over, or the stress or anxiety of what's to come take over in this moment, there are little things that you can get wherever you are.
Yeah, I can appreciate. Yes, that is beautiful. I love that. You guys I love this conversation. I don't get to do this often, so when I do it, like I said. And what's so funny? I've never heard so many planes all over this house.
It's normally kind of quiet around this time. It's like all the place and black birds, beetles, whatever is going on.
All the things we take for granted, we're not paying attention to them.
That's true. Yeah. Being in the present right now, right? The perfect example. So, what do you guys have planned for the future? What's coming? What's coming up next, I guess?
I gotta finish this degree. I got 1 year left at Berkeley, and I have a job in that time, more weddings to play, more gigs, more shows. And I think that this year, in my last year, I want to develop my own presence. I think I've been a guy in the background for the past 3 years. I've been playing, and I've worked more than some, not as much as others, more than some. And I think that it's always been as like the sideman. I've just been like a trumpet player. My whole brand and packaging, the Instagram is Devon Makes Music, but the kind of up until this point, it's been Devon Plays Trumpets. I'm trying to remind people that now Devon makes music. I play more than just the trumpet. I've been more active on the bass. I've been playing bass gigs actually, and I've been practicing to try and keep my skills up. But I think if I'm going to go somewhere and do some of the things that I want to do in music, people need to know that I can write, I can arrange. I have more skills than just playing the trumpet. Even if I still want to continue to be called for that, which is I never want to stop playing trumpet, but I want people to see more of me for who I think I am and the skills that I think I have, not just what they end up seeing because I'm in the background of somebody else's experience.
Yeah,
you know. But yeah, so there's that.
And Shanice, I would love to have a job. That is the goal, because being unemployed is fun momentarily until you have to spend any amount of money. Yeah. And then it's slightly sickening. But I would like to be in Toronto because it's where my community is, it's where all my family is, and my friends are. So I'm trying to move to the GTA area, but I also, in this past year, come to terms with like, if the universe wants me somewhere, it'll put me there. So if I get a job out in BC and that's feeling good and that's what I want to do, then I'll go to BC. Yeah. But I think ideally Toronto, GTA area. But again, I don't want to rule anything out. Yeah, keep your doors open. Exactly. For sure. Because anything will happen and I always end up where I need to be. So just kind of got to trust the process a little. Exactly. As frustrating as it can be.
GTA area.
It was a pleasure speaking to you guys. Thank you for sharing your opinions and thoughts about life.
Oh my gosh. Thanks for having us. Sharing yours. Love talking to you.
Oh, yes. We got to do this again.
Yeah. Yes. We'll do it.
Yes. Anywhere that people can find you?
Yes. Instagram, Devon Makes Music. Same thing on YouTube and soon to be TikTok presence. Oh. As I said, there's more coming down the pipeline.
And you? The people don't need to find. If you want it, you can find them through Devon. All right, so that's it for today. Thank you guys for joining me. Again, you're listening to What's Up, Sonya Blade. Don't forget to like, share, comment, tell everybody. All right, until next time, peace.